This is why Ozempic can be a slippery slope. Hey everyone, I'm Abby Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be looking at the TikTok trend of Ozempic users posting their what I eat in a day, and I'm going to be reviewing the good, the bad, and the possibly super dangerous. We're going to go back to old school Abby's Kitchen review days, so heads up here, I will be mentioning calories and also very low calorie diets. And if you're not subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button and check out my description for my free Hunger Crushing Combo ebook. Okay, so I have talked a lot about Ozempic on my channel, including chronicling a real life journey with my friend and manager, Ginger. And aside from the risk of abuse, one of the main physical health concerns that experts have with Ozempic is the risk of actual malnutrition. So GLP-1 agonists work by suppressing appetite and reducing the rate at which food exits the stomach. So that alone can result in some significant weight loss. But they also can cause a lot of severe nausea, which can further reduce people's desire to eat. So the risk here is that folks might end up being put on too aggressive of a dose. The drug may actually work too well. Patients eat far too little. They lose weight way too fast, including metabolic muscle mass, and they actually become malnourished. Now, we don't have a lot of research on the likelihood of malnutrition, but the New York Times recently reported on the concerns of weight loss doctors that in some cases, the drug can take dieting way too far. Ultimately, weight loss always comes down to a calorie deficit. And while Ozempic makes staying in a calorie deficit a lot easier because your hunger cues are suppressed, you still actually need to make sure that you're meeting your basic nutrition needs, even if the cues are no longer there. So safe, effective weight loss rates are generally around 0.5 to 1% of body weight per week, likely at the higher end when on Ozempic. But this equates to around a 20% calorie deficit, give or take, which is a safe cut to prevent a good chunk of that weight coming from lean body mass like muscle or bone. Now, this is what we recommend with any non-pharma weight loss diet, but a lot of folks on Ozempic will push that deficit much further. And that explains one study's finding that within a year of Ozempic treatment, participants lost almost as much lean mass as they did fat mass. Now, I spoke with a number of my colleagues who work with Ozempic patients, plus Eric Williamson of Unlocked Fitness and Nutrition, and most said that they try not to go below 14 to 1500 calories while ultimately prioritizing protein at every single meal plus snacks. Research suggests that fat loss can increase threefold when going from 10 to 15% of calories from protein to around 20 to 30%. And the greater the deficit, the more protein that you're gonna need to stimulate muscle synthesis. So some of my colleagues actually suggest that when calories get very low, their clients are aiming for around 30 to 40% of calories from protein. So to put that into perspective for you guys, if you are consuming 1400 calories on Ozempic, you're aiming for 105 to 140 grams of protein per day, spread out in 20 to 35 gram doses throughout the day to maximize muscle preservation. All that said, one of the nice things about Ozempic is that you don't have to obsess about calories anymore. So I wouldn't recommend counting and tracking everything you put into your mouth, but rather simply focusing on hitting those protein goals, give or take, complementing that protein with moderate portions of fiber-rich carbs and fat, and letting your appetite guide the rest. On that note, let's take a look at some examples of what I eat in a day on Ozempic videos online. Okay, first of all, lemon water does not boost your immune system. Just wanna get that out of the way. But second, the protein shake is a really great start, but 130 calories or so for breakfast with no fruits or veg is kind of a missed opportunity to sneak in extra fiber and antioxidants. Also, in the next few months, I may or may not have a better tasting recommendation for you. Just saying. Okay, this meal looks super balanced. We got tons of protein in the omelet, healthy fats and fiber in the avocado, and fiber-rich carbs in the whole grain toast. That said, she probably only got around 15 grams of protein just based on how much she ate. So to bump that up, I would consider doing my omelets with 1 to 2 whole eggs and the rest egg whites. Okay, this looks so delicious, and I love that Ozempic has helped her find a way to enjoy rice in moderation. I also love that she did one roll with rice and the other one with cucumber, which helps to contribute a little more antioxidants and fiber. That said, without knowing anything about this woman's metabolic needs, I would say this is likely too aggressive of a cut to meet overall nutrient needs, which makes it really, really hard to meet your protein needs. Because the calories were probably in the neighborhood of like 1,100, we're only able to get around 50 grams of protein. We ideally would want at least 2 or even 3 times that amount. So this is where I would be cautiously working with my doctor to adjust the dose to ensure that we can reach that Goldilocks spot where your appetite allows you to achieve that 20 to 25% calorie deficit while still being adequate enough to not become malnourished. Okay, moving on.
Here's what I eat in a day, 107 pounds down with PCOS. So I start off my day every day now with these mighty turmeric and no joke ginger from Trader Joe's. Of course, a Chobani Complete, 20 grams of protein. And then I was feeling a little off yesterday, so I had half.
Looks amazing. I mean, I'm not sure what the purpose of the spicy shots are for. Maybe for digestion and or immune support. I don't know. But regardless, I love that we've got some fiber here and we've got a solid 20-something dose of protein to start the day.
I had some chicken tikka masala with spinach and rice, 42-gram core power always.
This is my kind of meal here. I mean, people think you can't have rice if you have PCOS or insulin resistance, but no, you just gotta dress up those naked carbs like she did with protein, fiber, and fat. Now, I'm not sure if the protein shake was served with the chicken masala, but if she could space it out a few hours and have it as a snack, it would increase the utilization of that protein for muscle protein synthesis since there's already like a fully utilized load with the chicken.
And then dinner was this delicious zucchini and cotija chicken. These jalapeno poppers that my friend made that look like mummies, 10 out of 10. Had my Stanley snack tray and enjoyed a few, like I said, glasses of wine.
Again, amazing and totally non-restrictive. It seems like this creator has found like her Goldilocks dose where she can lose or maintain her significant weight loss while still meeting her nutrient needs. I'm estimating around 150 grams of protein, give or take, depending on how much she ate. So I would not be particularly worried about malnutrition or muscle wasting with an Ozempic diet like this. And now I like really want a mummy wrapped jalapeno popper. Okay, next. Okay, looks good. Though it would probably be ideal to add some produce to this meal to bump up the fiber. But protein looks great. There's probably around 25 to 40 grams of protein depending on how much collagen she added. Though, FYI, collagen protein isn't the most bioavailable protein since it's missing tryptophan. But thankfully, the eggs and the turkey bacon helped compensate for that. So this looks good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Another great example of a full protein dose for muscle preservation with around 30 grams of protein. Okay, so we got 24 grams of protein plus some carbs and like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of veg. But pro tip, if you like these kind of microwave meals, chuck a few big handfuls of spinach into a bowl before you microwave just to get in some extra fiber and micronutrients. Okay, Okay, so I'm not sure how these snacks are like spaced out in her day, but ideally we give at least 2 hours between protein doses, I'm gonna call them. So like she could do the protein water and the Built Bar as one meal, and the Fig Bar and the Premier Protein Shake as another. That said, even if you don't, it's not like that protein just gets lost or immediately turns into fat when you are still in a calorie deficit. I'm just talking optimal scenario considering the risk of muscle loss on Ozempic. So yeah, there's a lot of protein here, maybe 150 grams even, but because virtually all the foods are ultra processed protein snacks, that protein is kind of coming in at the expense of basically everything else. We're lacking fiber, there's virtually no healthy fats, and there's probably a lot of additives, sodium, and artificial sweeteners, which may be totally fine in the short run, but probably not so easy on the gut long term. That said, a lot of folks need to lean on convenience foods while on Ozempic because when your appetite is so suppressed, you kind of lack the inspiration to cook for yourself. Food really does become just fuel for some folks. So feeding yourself just like a bunch of protein shakes or bars rather than cooking a whole food meal may actually be a true act of self-care. So like I said, I was just trying to meet her where she is with a few little simple tweaks like the spinach hack, just to sneak in some extra micronutrients and fiber without adding a lot more work or stress. And on that note, whether you're on Ozempic or really any other weight loss journey, I do hope this serves as a good reminder that less is not necessarily more. Even if your hunger cues are unnaturally low on Ozempic, we still need to make the effort to meet our nutrient needs, both our macros and our micros, plus other beneficial compounds like fiber and probiotics. And failing to do so will likely cause way more harm than good. And that's all that I have for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it the thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!